Hello my viewers, welcome again in my channel. This is Mr. Juma, your mathematics and science teacher, and in today's lesson we are talking about rationalizing the denominator using what we call conjugate surds. We are still talking about surds. Previously I introduced you to surds, and I remember I was able to explain a very brief introduction to surds with examples. So today let us do rationalization. So we are doing what we call rationalizing the denominator using conjugate surds. So let me remind you again. To rationalize the denominator means you ensure that the denominator becomes a rational number from an irrational form. You remove the irrational root from the denominator such that that denominator now becomes a rational number. So look at these kind of questions. If they tell you to rationalize the denominator and you have this 1 over root 2 plus 1, how do you go about it? First of all, you get what we call the conjugate surd of this denominator. For you to get the conjugate surd, you just change the sign in between these two terms. If the sign is positive, the conjugate surd is going to be root 2 minus 1. So multiply both denominator and numerator by conjugate surd. Of the denominator. Now, since this one is root 2 plus 1, its conjugate surd is going to be root 2 minus 1. Just change this sign. So we are going to have 1 over root 2 plus 1 equal to 1 times conjugate surd of this is root 2 minus 1, then over root 2 plus 1, multiply it by conjugate surd, root 2 minus 1. I have multiplied both numerator and denominator by the same thing. Okay? And then we open those brackets. 1 times root 2, you get root 2 minus 1 times 1 is 1. So we have root 2 minus 1 on the numerator. Root 2 minus 1 on the numerator. And then to multiply this bracket and this is what you do. You take root 2 times the entire bracket, root 2 times the whole of this bracket, root 2 times the second bracket, and also plus 1 times the second bracket again. That's how we expand brackets. So we are going to have root 2 minus 1 over this times this. It is 2 times 2 under the root, and that one gives 4. This times this is negative root 2. Then we have plus 1 times root 2 is root 2. Positive 1 times negative 1 gives negative 1. So you have root 2 minus 1 over square root of 4 is 2. Now this and this are like terms, but this is positive and this is negative, this is positive, and they are equal in magnitude, so they cancel each other. So you have square root of 4 minus 1, and the square root of 4 we have said it is 2, so minus this 1. And then you have square root of 2 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 is just 1. So finally the answer is just root 2 minus 1. I want to believe you got that one clearly. Let me give you another example. We have this 4 plus root of 3. 1 over 4 plus root of 3. So 1 over 4 plus root of 3 is the same as 1 times the conjugate surd of this is 4, change this sign to minus, over 4 plus root of 3, change the sign to get the conjugate surd also, like that. So 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times negative root 3 is negative root 3, all over. Take 4 times this bracket, and also take positive root 3 times 4 minus root 3. Now you have 4 minus root 3 over 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times root 3 is 4 root 3. Then we have positive root 3 times 4. We get positive 4 root 3. Positive root 3 times root 3, just this is positive and this is negative. Multiply, it gives negative. Root 3 times root 3 is 3 times 3 under the root, and that one gives 9 under the root. Now you have 4 minus root 3 over 16 minus this plus this minus that. So look at this and this, they are the same but opposite signs, so you eliminate them. So you have 16 minus square root of 9 is 3. So 4 minus root 3 over 16 minus 3 is 13. 16 minus 3 is 13. So this is your final answer. Let me also look for another one. We have root 6 over root 6 plus 2. You're supposed to rationalize that. So to rationalize, this is what you have: root 6 over root 6 plus 2 equals root 6 times the conjugate surd of this, root 6 times the conjugate surd of this is going to be root 6 minus 2. Then down here you also do the same, root 6 plus 2 times its conjugate surd, root 6 minus 2. So root 6 times root 6 is root 36. Root 6 times 2, negative 2 root 6. Then here, to be able to multiply this bracket and this bracket, this is what you do. Take root 6 times the second bracket, and also take positive 2 times the second bracket. Then open it. Square root of 36 is 6 minus 2 root 6. Root 6 times root 6 is square root of 36. Root 6 times negative 2 is negative 2 root 6. Positive 2 times root 6 is positive 2 root 6. Positive 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So you have 6 minus 2 root 6 over square root of 36 is 6. This and these are like terms, they are equal and opposite in sign, so we eliminate them. So you have 6, square root of 36 is 6 minus 4 down here. So you get, looking at this and this, 2 is a common factor, you can factorize out 2. So inside you have 3, because 2 times 3 is 6. Then minus root 6, because 2 times root 6 is 2 root 6 over 6 minus 4 is 2. So 2 can cancel 2 like that. Now finally you have 3 minus root 6 as your final answer. Hope you understood that one. Let me continue looking for others.
Have you ever thought this?
Now look at this one. 4 plus root of 3 over 4 minus root of 3. You are supposed to rationalize this. So this is what you're going to have: 4 plus root of 3 over 4 minus root of 3 is the same as 4 plus root of 3 times the conjugate surd of the denominator. You change this sign to be positive because it is negative now. Change it to be positive, so plus 4 plus root of 3 over 4 minus root of 3 times its conjugate surd. So this is what you do. Take this 4 times the whole of this bracket also take root 3 times this bracket again. The same thing down here, 4 times this bracket then we have negative root 3 times this bracket again, like that. Now this is what you get. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times root 3 is positive 4 root 3. Root 3 times 4 is 4 root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is root 9 over 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times root 3 is 4 root 3. Negative root 3 times 4 is negative 4 root 3. Negative root 3 times positive root 3 is negative root 9. So this is 16 square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 plus 16 is 19. This plus this gives 8 root 3. Down here we have this one cancel this because they are opposite in sign and equal in magnitude. So 16 minus square root of 9. 16 minus 3 is 13. 16 minus 3 is 13. That is what you get as your final answer. I want to believe you got that one right. Let me check others. More examples if I can get them. I have 7 over root of 2 minus 1. 7 over root of 2 minus 1. So for you to be able to solve this, find the conjugate surd of the denominator by changing this sign. So 7 over root of 2 minus 1 is the same as 7 times the conjugate surd of this is going to be root 2 plus 1. So we put here plus 1 because this is minus 1 over root of 2 minus 1 times its conjugate surd again. So 7 times root 2 is 7 root 2. 7 times 1 is 7 over root 2 times this bracket minus 1 times this bracket again have 7 root 2 plus 7 over this times this is square root of 4, and this times this is root 2, this times this is minus root 2, negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 1, so it is 7 root 2 plus 7 over square root of 4 is 2. This and this will eliminate each other, so you have minus 1 here. So since 2 minus 1 is 1, you just have the numerator as your final answer. Let me give you one more as we finish. We have 9 over root 5 minus 2. 9 over root 5 minus 2. Solution. So to do this, multiply it by the conjugate side, multiply numerator and denominator by the conjugate side of a denominator, and the conjugate side of a denominator is going to be root 5 plus 2. Root 5 plus 2. We change this one to plus because it is minus. And this one is root 5 minus 2 times its conjugate side, which is root 5 plus 2. Now times 9, multiply 9 by root 5, you get 9 root 5. 9 times 2 is 18. Then this is root 5 times this bracket. Then minus 2 times this bracket again. So 9 root 5 plus 18 over 5 times 5 under the root gives root 25. Root 5 times 2 is 2 root 5. Minus 2 times root 5 is 2 root 5. Negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. So we have 9 root 5 plus 18 over square root of 25 is 5. This will eliminate this because they are same and opposite signs. So we have 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. So numerator remains. As the answer. So I think you understood the whole concept, and if you need more explanations, please let me know in my comment section. Share my videos, like them, and subscribe to promote my channel. Thank you very much.